Welcome back to Outsiders, the highest rating show on Sky in May. I am James Morrow here, as always, with Rita Panahy and Rowan Dean. And I'm not going to tell you the scenes out of America the last few days in response to the police killing of George Floyd haven't been appalling. They have been. But I do want to talk to you a bit about how the social media giants have been fanning the flames, attempting to silence the voice of the president while amplifying the voices of prominent left-wing individuals who have been excusing, or even worse, encouraging the violence. On Friday night local time, in response to the violence erupting in Minneapolis, Donald Trump took to Twitter to express his outrage at how the situation in that city had gotten out of control. First tweeting, "I can't stand back and watch this happen to a great American city, Minneapolis. A total lack of leadership. Either the very weak radical left mayor, Jacob Fry, get his act together and bring the city under control, or I will send in the National Guard and get the job done right." This was followed by another tweet which read, "These thugs are dishonoring the memory of George Floyd, and I won't let that happen. Just spoke to Governor Tim Walz and told him the military is with him all the way. Any difficulty and we will assume control, but when the looting starts, the shooting starts. Thank you." Only, here's the thing, this second tweet seemed to fall afoul of Twitter's thought police. Those who tried to view it were given a warning that read, "This tweet violated the Twitter rules about glorifying violence." However, Twitter has determined that it may be in the public's interest for the tweet to remain accessible. Well, bless. Twitter has suddenly decided to make itself the morality police when it comes to deciding which tweets encourage violence and which don't. Which is why it's interesting to see what they've left up on the site with no warnings from other prominent Twitter identities who would seem to be excusing the very violence which has erupted in Minneapolis and across the United States. There was no warning given about New York Times columnist Charles Blow's not-so-subtle suggestion that those torching shopping centers and small businesses were simply operating the same tradition of the American Revolution. He tweeted, "It is estimated that the Boston Tea Party, the riot that gave birth to this country, resulted in $1.7 million in damage. I'm just going to leave that right here for whoever needs to read it." End quote. No Twitter warning there. But this theme was picked up by MSNBC's Chris Hayes, who tweeted, "I think a lot of Americans really don't know how much the American Revolution was precipitated by the Crown's abuse of policing power against the colonists. It was central and often led to unrests, riots, tarring and feathering, and the like." Again, no warning from Twitter's consciousness constabulary. Anyway, here was a bit of loveliness from someone called Solomon Giorgio, who has 59,000 followers and Twitter's coveted blue tick of approval. She tweeted, "Black people have every right to burn down a country they built for free." Perhaps Twitter could have provided a Twitter warning screen reminding people that the United States fought an incredibly costly civil war to end slavery and spent much of the last century ensuring civil rights for all. But no, this call to arms went completely unmolested by Twitter. And then there was rapper, philosopher Ice Cube, who tweeted, "How long will we go for blue-on-black crime before we strike back?" Again, did this violate Twitter's standards? Apparently not. Now, why does this matter? Well, we have already discussed today what a terrible influence Twitter is on the body politic. We've said it before, it is really the Wuhan wet market of ideas. But now, with their millions of users, Twitter seems increasingly determined to be a player in the political game and to put their thumb on the scale for the coming 2020 election. Trump is on to this, signing an executive order aimed at Twitter's attempted political interference after the social media publisher flagged some of the president's tweets for quote-unquote fact-checking earlier in the week. Good. Because in the midst of a national crisis, Twitter has shown itself to be a platform for lawlessness and a political actor trying to influence events beyond the scope of the law. And that is the last thing America needs right now.